yeah. I've had my share of addictions and battles to overcome, and everything happens for a reason, but I'm stronger now that I've won. This is Speakeasy Philosophy. It's a journey to recovery for you and me, with Silent E.
Welcome. I said it once, I said it twice, I said it in the name of Jesus Christ. Welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Silent E. How do we live with all the hurt, guilt, and shame? We should all be very familiar with today's topic because it resonates with all of us. In one way, form, or fashion, we're all dealing with this conundrum. How do we live with all the hurt, guilt, and shame? Unless you are living under a rock, unless you are void of any consciousness, you have asked yourself this question 1,000 times over. How do we live with all the hurt, guilt, and shame? To the thousands and thousands of silent E's in this world, riddle me this. How did you live before the hurt, guilt, and shame? This is not an open-ended question. It's quite simple. How did you live before the guilt, hurt, and shame? In other words, in the confines of your mind, I want you to reconstruct the life that you had before your addiction. As a life coach, it's imperative for me to bring out this exercise so we may discover or come to know who you were before your addiction. For those of y'all who are willing to entertain this idea or who would like to introduce this exercise to their clients, I would like to serve you a cautionary tale. Upon this exercise, two things you will quickly discover: that they have lost all reality of the truth, and telling prodigious lies does not come at a medium. If you decide to embark on such a journey, I would like to warn you to please be patient. And remember, this is not about you, it's about your clients. It's about them living in their truth, even if it's a lie. Please say not to yourself, shall we entertain liars? But of course, the Bible tells us that Jesus came to heal the sick, downtrodden, and the wretched of the earth. What's more wretched than an addict? Let me paint this Rembrandt for you. I really need you to see this. I really need you to get this. Everyone down here whom are called into the ministry of God is actually waiting inside an emergency room, a triage of such. And every lost soul that wanders into the emergency room, it's our job to patch them back up, to treat them, to heal them, to help them, to give them an encouraging word of hope that they may be healed. Now I feel like being heavy. If you truly understood the dynamics of the emergency room, you already know that their days was numbered. It was by divine intervention, divine destiny that we were waiting for you. In other words, it wasn't by happenstance or divine luck that we've been sitting here waiting for you in the emergency room. It was premeditated by the very thing that you thought was giving you life. It was killing you. How many people know that mental illness is at the root of every addiction? For the month of January 2024, I'm dedicating the rest of my podcast and social media to mental awareness.
Alcoholism does more than affect our families, our jobs, and our social life. It affects everything, including our health. This is the Speakeasy Philosophy Podcast with Silent E, a podcast for the alcoholic looking for information, for guidance, and solutions. Your host is dedicated to helping you move beyond your addiction, finding your way back to health of mind, body, and spirit. Relax and listen. Here's your host, Silent E.
How do we live with all the hurt, guilt, and shame? It's not my intentions to sound like a broken record or to keep repeating myself. But in order for you to move beyond your addiction, in order for you to move beyond your past mistakes, have to go back and take inventory of who you were before you turned your life over to your addiction. Who you were before you started down this downhill spiral. All I'm asking you to do is take a deep probe in the circumference of your mind and rediscover who you were, rediscover who you are, and learn who you're gonna become in order to move beyond your addiction, in order to move beyond the hurt, guilt, and pain. Family, take this to heart. Please listen to what I'm saying. Your mental health resolution for 2024 should be the most important thing in your life. Let me say that again. In 2024, your mental health resolution should be the most important thing to you in your life. How many of us know that our mental health is more important than our career, our family, our marriage, our kids? It's the most important thing in this world because they would never do better unless you get better. They would never have better unless you deserve better. This year, either I'm going to go crazy or I'm going to get better, but I'm going to seek help at all costs should be your mantra. Let me let you in on a little secret. Let me drop a nugget that's worth having. Until you put your mental health first, until you put yourself in a position of succeeding, winning, you will never possess the ability to move beyond the pain, the guilt, the hurt, the suffering, whatever adjective you want to use, you won't have the strength to move beyond that point. Let me bless your hearts. Let me pour this into your spirit, man. Whatever you decide to do for 2024 concerning your mental health, please do not be afraid to talk to professionals, counselors, therapists, shrink. There are hotlines in every major city that will give you access to free mental counseling. Do not be afraid to have the conversations that you need to have the conversations that are needful. I dedicate this episode to the Bailey family. R.I.P. Dr. Antoinette Bailey.
Thanks for listening. We are so glad you've connected with us today. We are not only here to encourage you, but to offer you resources and solutions. See our website, speakeasyphilosophy.com, for a coaching program designed to assist the alcoholic in their road to recovery. We would love to help. You can also find us on social media by searching the Speakeasy Philosophy Podcast. Check back weekly for new episodes. Until next time, with love, speak easy to yourself.